dear brothers and sisters around the world. Here is my gift for tomorrow, Independence Day, to celebrate the founding of this great nation. I make this video, give it a title, Understand Cardinal Zen, Humor When He Roasts, Michael Lofton. Cardinal Zen could be grandpa or even great-grandpa of Lofton. It's been, this is the third day, so it's time for me to talk. Let's pray. Quote St. Thomas Aquinas, "He who is not angry when there is just a cause for anger is immoral." Why? Because anger looks to the good of justice. And if you can live amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust. So let's go over Cardinal Zen's original text. I am accused of not following the hermeneutics of continuity when criticizing the fiducial supplicans. I must confess that I have often wasted my time following the program Reason and Theology of Michael Lofton. Well, Cardinal Zen is very honest, telling us. I'm also surprised that Grandpa Zen spends time watching his program. Okay, this big man with a little beard who would do well to hide his tattoo when he speaks like a theologian. This big man with a little beard. I have been driven by curiosity to hear the hilarious nonsense he says. Wow. This time, however, I saw that he was criticizing me. With great seriousness, he is scandalized that I, who insists so much on the hermeneutics of continuity, now dare to criticize the fiducia supplicans. This means that Mr. Lofton does not even know how to distinguish the different value of the pronouncements that come from Rome. If I remember well, Mr. Lofton has sometimes confessed that he is not a theologian, but it seems to me that he understands the differentiated authority of the Vatican documents less than any one of my catechumens. I speak of the hermeneutics of continuity when speaking of the ecumenical councils, the highest degree of authority of the magisterium. The Declaration Fiducia Supplicans instead is obviously the work of the most eminent Tuccio, even if rubber-stamped by Pope Francis. I dare to say rubber-stamped because a few years ago, in response to the same question about the lawfulness of blessing homosexual couples, the Pope signed a declaration of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, and there the answer was no. Well, now the answer is yes. I dare to say rubber-stamped, also because in the Fiducia Supplicans, as well as already in the answer to our dubia before the beginning of the Synod, I cannot smell the scent of Pope Francis. I smell instead the pen of the most eminent Tuccio, who also have done better to pursue another career in that other gender of literature, I mean. Well, let me say here. Some hardcore underground faithful in China, they feel disappointed. Well, of course, they admire Cardinal Zen, but they also feel disappointed that Cardinal Zen does not point the finger directly to the perpetrator, Bergoglio. So Cardinal Zen points finger to the Cardinal Parolin, Fernandez, and as other minions, right? But not directly to Pope Francis. Well, anyway, come back. It will be said that Mr. Lofton is defending the Pope, and nobody can blame him for that. But I'm sure his nonsense will not help the Holy Father in any way. I am wasting these minutes of time not to defend myself from Mr. Lofton's accusations, but to invite those who frequent his site to stop wasting their time and perhaps also their money. Wow. The action plan is very powerful. Okay, it's very down to earth and much needed. So, well, by the way, regarding Cardinals and spending how he spends his time on other people, he spent in he and I exchanged correspondence about 2 years ago, right before he was arrested. So he told me he spent much time reading the document that I sent him. Okay, so thank you, Grandpa. Okay, so this letter is really, well, unprecedented, very interesting, very dramatic, very powerful, very personal, and very humorous. It's Oriental humor. Hey, Lofton, you don't have any humor? Okay. So here's my notes. Okay, my talking points. So Lofton, you don't need to be that feel so frustrated. You just to take this as your beloved grandpa or great grandpa, talking bluntly and very sincerely and lovingly to his grandson, right, great grandson, and for you, Lofton, you're a mad dog. Okay, you blocked me. You're barking all the time. Well, when I'm a Chinese. When Chinese say mad dog, it's not as you Westerners, Americans say mad dog. You mean you may take a neutral term, a neutral connotation, or even sometimes, depending on the context, maybe positive connotation, right? Well, I recall when I was teaching in high school in America, troublemakers in the urban public school. I'm proud of being a mad dog in my classroom. For those troublemakers, I can't tolerate their behavior. So I call out those troublemakers, unrepenting troublemakers. I told them. I don't say shut up, right? I say close your mouth. I can't tolerate you harassing those who want to study in my classroom. I don't say get out of my room. I say walk. I say leave my room. I say leave my room right now. Okay. I don't fear them. I told them that I don't even fear commies. Right? Why would I fear you, troublemaker? Leave my room. So, this is regarding Mad Dog. But when I say Mad Dog here at Lofton, I call you a Mad Dog. And also you're another notorious, your buddy, Mike Lewis, okay, who runs the stinky website called Where Pacha is. No. Where Peter is. Okay, Where Peter is. So you guys are mad dog. I mean, dog with rabies. Am I saying that correctly? Rabies. Rabies in Chinese is mad dog disease, because in China, rabies are so popular, so common, and it's a lethal, it's a deadly virus that can cause death. Once a dog with that virus bites you, you'll die in hours, and the death is very horrible. It's not a happy death at all. So you're that kind of dog, okay? You're a dog with rabies, so rabies dog. All right. And right after this incident, Cardinal Zen roasting Lofton, I text Bishop Strickland. I said, I joked with him, "Well, Bishop, it's your turn to roast Mike Lewis." Mike Lewis. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted my Bishop Strickland reposted my interview with Bishop Rene Gracida. Okay, you can go to my channel and watch that 1 hour interview. It's beautiful interview, and of course Bishop Gracida is like, I call him the prototype of Strickland and America's Vigano, because Gracida called Bergoglio an imposter. Okay, well, Strickland all the time still acknowledge Pope Francis is still a valid pope, right? So in the interview, of course, Bishop Strickland may or may not agree all the points of Bishop Gracida. It's just an interesting and important interview, right? So he just reposted that, and immediately that drew attack from Louis and from Lofton, right? And the bishop responded, well, he, such a living saint, he doesn't bother to respond to those minions, right? Bergoglian minions, but he still responded with a public letter saying, "I am not," repeating the same message, "I am not a sedevacantist," right? Because Lofton and Louis wrongfully and viciously accuse Strickland as a sedevacantist, which obviously he's not, right? Okay, so some screenshots. This is Lofton's channel, Reason and Theology. Okay, so the first one, Strickland said, he's responding to Strickland. You can read that. "Oh yes, let's denounce dissenting bishops like yourself, Strickland, who falsely accused the Vatican of heresy. Enough is enough. You have gone down the path of the enemy." Okay, this is what Lofton said to Bishop Strickland. And over here, so he said to Cardinal, he said, "I care more about what Jesus will say about me if I turn on the successor of St. Peter as you and Zen have. Also, it's odd you don't mind him accusing the papal magisterium of heresy, but you care what a retired cardinal says." Okay. Because Steve Ray said, "I would not want to hear this prince of the church speak about me like this." Right? Come on. Cardinal Zen. He's a real prince of the church. There are many fake princes, but he's a real one. Right? Nobody doubt the integrity and moral authority and the courage and the virtues of Cardinal Zen. Okay. Right. And Lofton continues. Mike said, "Michael, stop. You sound like a cult leader. Take some time to reflect." And Lofton responds, I would never stop defending the magisterium and addressing the dissenters who poison the minds of Catholics with dissent. Okay. All right, and somebody say, okay, and Lofton continues, right, he, meaning Cardinal Zen, has zero magisterial authority. All he can do is mostly exhort based on how convincing his arguments may or may not be, just like the rest of us. The ability to bind conscience and teach authoritatively is tied to a particular church, which he no longer has. And here, somebody said, I'm looking forward to the stream, Lofton. Teach Zen a lesson. And Lofton said, sadly, I have to teach Zen a lesson. All right. So you got to know what kind of person, what kind of a rabies dog Lofton is. All right. Okay. So this interesting incident. There are several, at least three events I think make me excited. One is tomorrow. It's my first time. I would join the parade, American flag parade for Trump. So, where you go? You have any plan? Okay, then there's the Vigano officially accusing Bergoglio of schism and heresy, and appreciate Archbishop Vigano for not forgetting to mention China in his lengthy accusation statement. And of course, it's Zen versus Lofton. Well, Lofton is just a minion, right? A minion of Biden, of Bergoglio. So Zen should be against his same level enemy, right? Like Xi or CCP. But it's always a package when you have Biden, Bergoglio, and their minions and CCP. It's a package there, right? And another thing I find interesting is the date, July the 1st. So July the 1st, CCP was born, China is down. July the 1st, Hong Kong was handed over to CCP, Hong Kong is down. July the 1st, Lofton was roasted by Zen. Lofton is down. Well, I found this interesting terms. The English term is interesting. Roasty, grill. Is that like a pig? Lofton like a pig? Interesting. But even, as I said here, even Xi, the CCP, is better than the Bergoglio as for sodomy. In China, all those LGBT thing, is suppressed. Right. Okay. Lastly, I just summarized some interesting tweets. Somebody said, it's regarding this incident, okay? It's Christmas in July. And Kennedy Hall said, if Cardinal Zen ever caught me, the big man with the big beard, I would be so honored. With a small beard, okay? I would be so honored. Funny how such a small detail makes the world of difference. And Eric Sammons said, gotta admit, Cardinal Zen smacking down Lofton was not on my 2024 Catholic bingo card. And there's a canceled deacon, Jim Russell. The ridiculous thing here is that Lofton will milk this for days in order to generate cash, while Zen took him down and out in under 400 words. And Somebody said, His Eminence Cardinal Zen has utterly destroyed, annihilated, and obliterated the notorious adultery and Pachamama defender Catholic, the so-called Catholic Michael Lofton. Stephen said, the fact that CCP allowed Cardinal Zen to roast Bam Bam Bigelow Lofton makes it that much funnier, and from what I hear, this improved Cardinal Zen's social credit score. Somebody said, the Cardinal wasn't giving a rebuttal or serious critique. He was telling people to stop supporting an uncharitable grifter. And Father Calvin Robinson said, has anyone checked in on Michael Lofton? I'm willing to administer last rites. And Taylor Marshall, Cardinal Zen for Pope. Oh, by the way, I think Taylor said he would run for president, right? Okay, then let me tell you, Cardinal Zen said, I will put this in my will. If I die, I don't want to be buried in the cathedral with those who are kissing CCP. I would rather just bury me in a small graveyard with my loyal brothers. End quote. Okay, here's another thing. The only reason why it may have been wise for His Eminence to not comment publicly on reason and theology is the shameless monetizing that Lofton will do over this. Lofton's massive pride is already in the way of his reasonably considering the Cardinal's words. So he put it there, mocked by Cardinal Zen for defending the Catholic Church. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking, let me chime in here, tell you a story. This February, when I took Bishop Strickland to do mission tours, private events, there's a local seemingly traditionalist priest. He called his sheep not to open the door to house to accommodate Bishop and I and me. He's the one, this priest is watching Lofton. Okay. So Lofton is more cunning than Louis among the mainstream Bergoglian parishioners. So the action plan for you is to really tell your friends, your average parishioners, how dangerous Lofton is, how deceiving he is, deceitful. Yeah, let me finish. Okay, this is interesting. Why so little beard for such big man? This is the how funny Cardinal Zen is, right? Imagine him, 92, Asian old man, right? Okay, I like this picture. I will put it on as a cover of this video. Well, anyway, my friends, you just pay attention to my posts under the community tab on my channel. And you can also email me to tell me your cell phone number to join my WhatsApp chat group. And this is my Twitter pillar of church. God bless you.